All right, so this is a replay analysis from the same series. This time we had Hershey subbing in to play with Sammy Needs, and we have Flying High playing with Daddy J. This is like Diamond 2 and 3 doubles. We're going to watch this one from Flying High's perspective, though. So, let's begin. All right, so I don't like front flipping into the ball because it doesn't give you as much control. What I would recommend, if you want to front flip starting here. So you front flipped, you'll land right about at the next boost pad there. And then I recommend paying attention to your opponent and then dodging either left or right as you're making contact with the ball. That way you can spill it to your opponent. It looked like Daddy J went to get right boost. So I would try to spill this to the right. So I would side dodge to the right to kind of help the ball spill to the right side here. Instead, you both front flipped and it just kind of gets killed, and he won the 50 there. So he was able to dribble this ball forward, and you guys kind of have to scramble. So kind of just watch people's kickoff, find replays at this level, or watch some like Diamond 3 Champ 1 gameplay, and you'll kind of see the side dodge that I'm kind of talking about. All right, so I like that you're patient here. A lot of players will sometimes kind of just chase the ball here, but you realize that Daddy J's is going to get into like a 50-50 with Hershey, and you don't know who's going to win. So good job being patient and waiting. It was kind of a tie, so you're not in a great spot to chase it, so good job letting Daddy J have this. But you can expect at this point that he's going to be able to turn on the ball and start an offensive possession. So he's moments away from being able to center this towards you, but you're still sitting in your own defensive zone. So kind of once you realize that he was able to turn and have possession of the ball, you're okay to push at that point. You got there quick, though. You're reading. From Daddy's perspective, I wish he either could have got this up and off the backboard high, or he could have got behind the ball to the outside and then cut it to you kind of in front of Sammy there. Instead, he kind of hits it right to him, which isn't super useful. A little risky there because you can tell that Daddy's stuck behind the ball. So by you challenging here, you're actually the last guy back, and you're in like the front third. So if you happen to lose this 50, Sammy's going to have a great opportunity, a great 2-on-1. And he actually does have a really good 2-on-1 here if Hershey would have taken a little better path. So good job recovering there. Always just be cognizant of, is this a good time to challenge? Like if you win that 50, was Daddy J even able to play that ball? Or are you able to just kind of retreat and set yourself up for a better position in defense? So something to just always be thinking of there. Good 50 win by Daddy. You kind of chased a little bit, and I think you realized, which is why you retreated, but that allowed you to not be in a position to win this 50. So instead, just slow down a little bit, read it. Daddy touches it. Well, he didn't. He could hopefully touch it out a little bit more. You bumped Hershey at least. Good pass. Can you make the touch? You can. Great play, boys. I love that. So this is the moment, kind of in the last game when I was talking about when Daddy J went for a bump and he probably shouldn't have. You were in a great position here because you're not really going to be able to get up and touch that ball down or back to Daddy J. So I would kind of make a beeline straight for Sammy here, bump him, because if Hershey doesn't get a touch on the ball, Daddy hopefully will and send it straight down, and with no goaltender, that really helps his chances, and you can just bump him and then rotate straight back out. But you're in a good spot here on defense. I would challenge right there. Good job. You got past one. Okay, perfect. Ooh, good read. You must have known you kind of read it that Sammy wasn't reading that bounce. So great job there and great shot. Love to see that. Way to finish. All right, so yeah, that was probably definitely Daddy's ball. You are like on the same line as the ball, so the only play that would work here for you to have the first touch, if you and Daddy have like had enough chemistry and come to a mutual understanding, that you're gonna touch this ball off the sidewall back to him, but you didn't, because here comes Daddy with full boost from the corner. So this should be his ball all the way. So I would probably just bail to the left, and get myself in a good position behind like in front of the goal, because chances are he can bang this off the backboard to you, or he can hopefully maybe put it on target and the goaltender makes an awkward touch on it. But instead, you kind of touch it away from him. He's already committed, so now he's all the way in their defensive half, and now we have an awkward scramble here. Hershey should have had a better touch there. That probably should have been a goal for Orange. Instead, it turns into a good offensive possession for you. This ball should have been on target. I know it's a tough touch because it's coming in hot, but just work on ground touches. Find ground shot packs or ground clears, or just work on it in free play. Just work on getting booms and putting it on target. That'll be so useful. But you should be able to follow this. Hopefully get it over Hershey. You beat one. Can you beat two? Very close. Okay, so here, Daddy is not in a good spot. Okay, he needs to give you more space to work. Him sitting right there, he's not going to be able to react to anything. So I see a lot of space. Sammy needs coming in hot, but I thought you might be able to sneak it in front of him. You weren't able to, but Daddy's thinking the exact same thing. So now the ball's going fast that way, and you all are stuck in goal. So this will turn into an offensive opportunity for Orange. Let's look at it from Daddy's perspective. Okay, right here. Yeah, at this point still, I feel like I'm coming in hot. Like, he's not really gonna... The only way that this play at this point works is if Flying High just sends this ball on a line around Hershey and Hershey doesn't touch it and you, like, hit this front post. But if that was the case, Flying High would have a play on it anyway. So I'd give them just a little bit more space. Yeah, this was not your ball. I would have sat more like here. Like if you just could have sat right here and kind of just read it a little bit more. Just work on spacing there. So Hershey should score this one. And he does. Yeah, just don't dive quite in there quite as fast. All right. All right, so trusting your teammates is a very important concept in ones. I would imagine that you communicated that you were cheating, and this kickoff is perfect for a player that's cheating. Just kind of be more comfortable with balls off the wall, because you could have, instead of bailing, you could have like read this and had an offensive touch. So now that I think about it more, I can't really blame Daddy for thinking that he's the one playing this ball, because from his perspective, I wouldn't be surprised if he probably didn't see you turn. Yeah, so since you like weren't there, if I'm Daddy in this situation and I'm in the kickoff and I knew that my teammate was cheating and he wasn't there at this point, I would kind of expect that he's not going for the ball. So you kind of doing that weird turn is, I think, kind of what made this awkward. So if you're gonna be cheat ready to bounce on a ball that spills, that's kind of the purpose of cheating, really. So just be ready for that. Let's go back one more time. But good comms helps here. As soon as you see that it's your ball, I got, or me, and Daddy can rotate behind you. And that would have turned into a real good offensive possession. Instead, you kind of get bumped. That's dangerous. I think you're going for like a demo, but then you bail and instead flip for the boost that I'm imagining is there. Just not a good play there. Like, if you commit to the demo, you've got to give yourself a good chance to get it. Flipping there is not the way to do that. I again think you were going for the boost, but chasing the boost on their offensive zone while they're pressuring the other way, not smart. You don't get the boost. You don't get the bump. Luckily, he missed touches. I feel like we're very scrambly here. Yeah. Things got really out of control really quick. Let's watch Daddy. Let's back up. Okay, so that's where you guys doubled. He tries to get back. He has no boost. He picks up 100. He thought he should have turned on that, but again, being aware of where your teammates are. Okay, so flipping is kind of the universal sign for like I'm rotating back. So when I saw Flying High flip here, that direction, it very much made it seem like he was rotating back post, which gave Daddy J the chance to turn and challenge. But then Flying High, let's see it from your perspective. You get boost, or you didn't get boost, you flip, but then you cut on this ball. Not smart. You just need to finish your rotation back behind Daddy J. Because he thought you were rotating back, which gave him a chance to challenge. You get in a bad position, turned around. Yeah, that's tough because you have to pick a way to turn and then hope that you can catch up to it. Either way, it was a tough scramble, a couple double commits, some cuts on rotation, so that just made it hard. But again, kind of just getting used to those scramble situations and just having a better understanding of who challenged when, and it also just comes with like playing time and building team chemistry and stuff. And play four-mans. That will help you learn like rotations and stuff, playing with different people on comms. Okay, situation here is the perfect situation for a half flip. You got bumped. You're going the same direction as the ball, but you're backwards. Watch a YouTube tutorial on how to do a half flip. I would recommend changing your keybinds and putting arrow left on square. That way you can do kind of not like a cheater's way to do a half flip, but doing a half flip here, this is like the literal ideal situation for it. So if you can learn to half flip, that'd be smart. Kind of back flipping onto the wall there was kind of a creative way to get your car going towards the ball. Got to give you credit there. I like that you went for the challenge. Trying to get back on defense. Alright, still kind of in scramble mode. Yeah, so just here, like, Daddy is his momentum is carrying him that way. He kind of bails, which I get. You weren't wrong to challenge there. I just have, just by watching this replay, I kind of get the vibe that your first instinct is to cut on the ball, and like going back on defense is a secondary thought, and that's not really my style. There's definitely times and places where it is smart to cut on the ball. I just kind of have a feeling that you might be cutting a little too often, so just kind of be aware of that. Good to get behind the ball, see if we can touch it past Hershey. We can. You're going to want to stay on that one, see if you can get it past Sammy. You're not able to. Okay. Woo! All right. So, Daddy was here and he bails, so I almost wonder if you're having to be aggressive because Daddy is being too, like, passive. This should have been Daddy's ball to challenge and win this 50, or at least like tie it, and that allows you time to get back. You realized that Daddy was retreating, and that kind of made you cut on it. It looked like Daddy got in a weird spot too. Let's watch this. Okay, this should have been his, but you bailed, or you went. So he had to turn around again. Yeah. So what Daddy was doing there, it happened slow, but he was just letting Hershey get his first touch, and then he was gonna read that first touch. It was just a slow thing, and I think it's because his turns are kind of slow, and I talked to him about that in the last video. But then you kind of cut there because he was planning on playing his second or third touch. It worked for us, but especially this pairing, make sure that you're communicating, especially on defense. Okay. I need to back up a second and get myself reoriented. Okay. Daddy can maybe win this 50. He can't, but you put yourself in a good position to have the next touch. Bravo. Can we get one? That was very close. Rotate out to D. Long rotation. Kind of scary. Okay, yeah. That had me very nervous. At this point, you don't even check to see what's happening. For all I know, Orange has the ball, and they're dribbling straight to goal. And here we are going for corner boost. And would you look at that? Hershey does have ball going straight to goal. Okay? He missed touches, but that's not the point. Look at this. Look at this. Look at this. Let's back up. At this point right here. Okay. You should be turning right. And what's great, what is so great, oh my. What's so great is there are all of these boost pads straight down the middle, which rotating back to goal is where you should have been here, because let's watch. As soon as you decide to go for corner boost, Daddy has a bad touch. It goes to Hershey in the corner, who kind of touches it onto goal. So instead of going for corner boost, you can turn right now, and you can already be coming down this middle lane. You're at midfield right now. You're turning on the goal line now, and you're booming this ball the other way. So, same thing as Daddy. Don't rely on 100 boosts. Kind of a good experiment is start a casual kind of run and make a rule that you're never going to go for 100 boosts, and see if you can really tell that much difference. If you start focusing on the 12s, you'll be really surprised how stocked your boost can be. So just something to think of. Luckily that didn't turn into a scoring chance for Orange. It should have been though. Okay, good touch. Follow this up the wall. Okay, this is what I was talking to Daddy about. Diamond players have a tendency to get up here, jump off the wall, and then just dodge towards it immediately. And see how you're kind of just like flailing? Get in a pack that is like wall to air dribbles. Okay? You'll get used to being here, jumping off the wall, air rolling, and then like hopefully turning that into an air dribble. Any like workshop map. I can't remember if you're on PC or not. I don't think you are. So those training packs will work for you. Just any drill that you can find online that works on car control in the air will be super beneficial for you at this rank. Okay. So we're playing this. Good to turn back on D. Don't know what. Okay. So I think we stopped there because the bounce off the wall was scary, which I totally get. Those scare the crap out of me for a long time. The faster that you can get comfortable with backboard clears, the better of a player you'll be. So find backboard clear packs online and just practice those a ton. The more comfortable you can be playing balls off the back wall, the better. Great touch there. I was thinking that might get over Sammy, but I like that we at least got it clear to give Daddy an opportunity. Let's see, can he win that 50? He can't, but you're in a good position. Good outlet pass. Hershey got a good touch on it. Great pass. I like that a lot. Perfect. Not mad about that. Alright, so I think you knew, based on Daddy's position, that this would have been a very dangerous challenge. Had your 50 been more of like a 70-30 in your favor, that might have been a ball to go towards, but I think you realized that it was actually a 70-30 in Sammy's favor. Probably even better, actually. So you weren't going to win that challenge. So good to just bail and play his touch. That was kind of a really good touch to Hershey. Otherwise, you would have been on a counterattack the other way. Okay, let's see if we can find possession of this ball. Good touch. You got to be aware of your position on the field and the position of the defense. So a ground touch here is going to go into the goal less than 1% 1% of the time. The play here is to just pop it up and either pop it up into like an air dribble, which is, in my opinion, hard. What you can do is pop it up to yourself like off the backboard, and you can either finish it to yourself or, if nothing else, just get it to hopefully maybe Daddy on the second chance. But here, a ground shot isn't winning it, and it's going to turn into a good fast break for Orange. The only thing you could have hoped to do there was like maybe dunk Sammy on his next touch, but you're not in a good position for that. So just practice popping those balls up and finishing those. I think you went for the dunk there, which was smart. Bad touch there from Daddy. Let's look at that from his perspective. Let's back it up a little bit. He sees you. Maybe he's hoping you're going to pop it up. You don't. So he gets behind this ball. Okay. Good to put it in the corner, but the problem about the corner is that it bounces back into center. So you have two options. Hitting this ball a lot softer or hitting it on the ground, which it's bouncing, so it's hard. You just touch it a little late. If you could roll that up and then kind of dribble it out, that would have been awesome. Instead, you have a touch that goes high and goes center. That should have been a goal from Sammy. So actually, we're very lucky to be in a position where we're only down one right here. But, you know, it is what it is. So let's see what we can do in the next minute. This will be Daddy's ball coming out. Good job sitting there. I kind of actually like that you put that on. But here, hopefully Daddy knows that this is a good touch for you. I wish he would have kept going up the wall instead of coming back on D. When you're in Daddy's position and you like either miss the clear or the 50 goes towards goal, you have to kind of calculate in your brain real quick, is this a fast break opportunity? And in this situation, it was, because this touch was an easy one for Flying High to just clear out. So if Daddy could have kept driving up the wall there, you could have passed it to him for a nice easy 1-2. Instead, you put it up. You try to get it over Sammy Needs, which I'm sure was a pretty easy play for him. Oh my God, here's a good chance. Way to tie it. Good 50 win, good read. So it eventually turned into a scoring opportunity, which is great. I always say, make it awkward for the defense. And you guys did there. Good job. So now it comes down to the last 50 minutes of play. Again, I like this play if it's like a 1-goal game and there's 5 seconds left. And you're up, obviously, okay? But here, I mean, it's fine. I just wouldn't have cheated all the way so far back. But, you know, I'm not mad about it either. Since he got demoed, a dangerous place to challenge, so I like your positioning here. You've given Daddy just about enough time to respawn, though. So you can start... Oh, but he spawned near side. Okay. Regardless, he spawned... I might challenge this. It was probably best, honestly, that Daddy challenged that since he was same side. Had he spawned backside, you would have had to challenge a lot sooner. So, kind of an awkward play, but it worked out. Let's see what happened here. Good touch to get it away from the first defender, but you always have to make sure that you're not just giving it straight away to the opponent. So I mean, just kind of unfortunate there. I don't really know if you could have done like a lot more there. Just kind of be more cognizant, like maybe get a touch around him that's not such a banger. Got to be careful here because he just got demoed. Got to have a touch there. Sammy didn't really pressure. Fortunately for us, unfortunately for him, we got to make that save. We don't. So let's go back. Okay. Here. You're in a decent spot. I mean, I don't really like sitting in goal here. That far deep. I don't really think we should ever be that far deep in goal. You have to be careful here on the front post because if Hershey gets that over you, it's a goal. He was slow to challenge. So you got a touch here. Not a great touch. You kind of have to pay attention to what he's doing there. He's up on the wall. You kind of hit it straight into him. So since he was up on the wall, I would have tried to keep it low to get it around him. I think you were anticipating Sammy having a touch there. But you kind of have to realize how much space that there is between Sammy and the ball. So you just could have dribbled this out, which you're low on boost, so it's kind of dangerous. I mean, and things are happening quickly, so you were probably expecting a shot, which is why you dodged behind it. But, you know, just kind of being aware of your opponents to know that you could have challenged there. And then here it just puts us in a weird spot. Good touch by Hershey. And again, I think you cutting here kind of made Daddy J kind of hesitate for a second. Let's watch it from his perspective. I think we were mispositioned a little bit. Okay, so he just got demoed. He spawns. Oh, yeah. Awkward. Okay, you either have to sit on the goal line and let Flying High kind of just do his thing, which from this game I've seen that Flying High kind of likes to like dive in there and kind of cause havoc. So that's a natural position for him to kind of just cut the rotation and challenge there. So if that's the case, I'm going to sit back, kind of closer to back post and on the goal line. But once you get here, you have to challenge. Kind of the rule in Rocket League, especially at higher levels, is once you decide to challenge, if you realize you made the wrong choice, you can't like double down on that mistake and then decide to turn, because then you're definitely not making a play. So if it's this point and you decide to challenge, you have to challenge. So by going forward, backing up, going forward, and kind of deciding what to do, you made yourself wrong. So if you're going to challenge, because that could have been an easy play for us, just to touch this right now. You know what I'm saying? So kind of an awkward, unfortunate play, but just being confident in your challenges and knowing that, you know, if I'm going to challenge, I gotta go, I gotta commit. I can't change my mind and bail. So I mean, an interesting game. You guys did a lot of good things. Oh, we actually still have a chance here. Okay, a lot of good things. A lot of things that I think could be cleaned up, and if we do clean those things up, I think it gives you guys a really good chance. So good job. There's a lot of stuff there. We'll do it again soon.